she was having a lot of fear. She feared that she would not make it. She feared that, had all her sins been forgiven, etc. So she was having difficulty sleeping at night. And when I went to see her, I went to her bedside and I started to speak with her. And the story of the prodigal son came to mind. And the reason that story came to mind is because I think we have fear. Because the word says that fear, perfect love casts out fear. And I think we fear because we truly don't understand the love of Jesus Christ. We truly don't understand how much that God truly, really loves us. And I told her the story of the prodigal son, and I'm sure she heard it before, but I related to her how the son that left represents those that leave the body, those that leave Christ, those that leave the church. And the son that stayed represents the one that stayed in the church. And we both don't understand the love of Christ. Because you see, when the son that left, and he was going through all of his problems and his difficulties, he was returning home to say, I'm going to ask the father, my father, there's many servants in the house that are doing much better off than I am. So I'm going to go ask him to be one of his servants. And his father, who loves him so much, representing God the Father, goes out to the streets daily where he left to look to see that he's coming back. And the day that he beholds his form coming back, he quickly grabs his robe and he goes out to meet him and wraps around him the robe of righteousness to cover him up. Sister White says in Christ Object Lesson that the reason why God the Father did that was because for the daunting eyes of us that stay in the church don't pick at him and say, look at him. Look how he's coming back in his filth and his rags. And the Father loves us so much that he would not want people to look at us like that, because he knows from the very fact that we're coming back to ask for forgiveness. So he automatically wraps the robe of righteousness around us. And before we can ask for a servant position, before we can come back and we say, can I just sit in the back? I don't want to do anything in church. I want to just sit back. I'm just coming back. I don't want people to remind me of my past or where I have been. Before he can open up his mouth, the Father says to him, you are a son. And he says, kill the fat lamb. And then they started to have their party. But here comes the son that stays at home. Here comes the son that stays in the church. And then he looks at his father and he says, wait a minute here. I'm always here with you. I have never ran off. I've never spent any of your money. I've always directed song service. I've been a faithful deacon and a faithful elder, etc. But here your bad son comes back and you're going to throw him a party. And then the father looks at him and he says, but son, everything I have is yours. There is nothing here that does not belong to you. You have not tapped in to what God has made available for you here. So then we have those that sit in the church that do nothing but complain about the goodness of a Father that loves them, about the goodness of a Father that says, everything I have already belongs to you. So after I explained that story to her, I had a word of prayer with her. And her daughter followed me out the door. And she said, my family and I prayed that we would get a nurse that was like me, was religious. And I said, thank God that was the answer to your prayer. So for the young people, encourage them to come to church. When they do come to church, continue to encourage them. Don't criticize, don't complain, because God is the one that begins to work in them, and he will be the one that will finish it. Now we can continue to encourage them without having to complain or criticize. So Matthew, who's supposed to do Mission Spotlight, tells me he is stuck in traffic. So therefore, he will do it afterwards. At this moment, we'll have another special music by brother and sister, Jean and Esther.
I was sure by now that you would have reached down and wiped our tears away, stepped in and saved the day. But once again, I say amen, and it's still raining. As the thunder rolls, I barely hear you whisper through the rain. I'm waiting, and as your mercy falls, I raise my hand and praise the God who gives and takes away. And I'll praise you in this storm, and I will lift my hand, for you are who you are, no matter where I am, and every tear I cry, you hold in your hand. You never left my side, and though my heart is torn, I will praise you in this storm. I remember when I stumbled in the wind. You heard my cry to you. You raised me up again. My strength is almost gone. How can I carry on if I can't find you? And as the thunder rolls, I barely hear you whisper through the rain. I'm with you. And as your mercy falls, I praise my hand and raise the God who gives and takes away. And I'll praise you in this storm, and I will lift my hand, for you are who you are, no matter where I am, and every tear I cry, you hold in your hand. You never left my side, and though my heart is torn, I will praise you in this storm. I lift my eyes onto the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. I lift my eyes onto the hills. Where does my help come from? My help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. And I'll praise you in this storm, and I will lift my hand, for you are who you are, no matter where I Still my heart is torn. I will praise you in this storm.
Amen. Praise him. So we're going to do a swap. We'll do Matthew when he comes back, when he gets here after lesson study. So I'll go ahead and have Rebecca do her poem now. Okay? And then we'll get ready to split up into lesson.
The sweat rests upon his brow. I lay down to rest for a while. My grandmother was put to rest the other day. These are some of the things I think of when I hear rest. When I think of rest, I begin to see forests and hills. Sounds of rushing waters and trickling streams begin to come to my ear. I even start to imagine a bed from the highest of hotels beckoning me to sink into its soft pillows. But on that seventh day of creation, after God had created those forests and hills and filled the empty spaces with trickling water and rushing streams, and after making the bird that the pillows got its feathers from, after these creations and the words were said, "It is good," he rested. Not because he needed it, no. It was a moment of reflection. Remembering all he had done, he reflected. Recalling all he was going to do, he reflected. In doing this, he established a Sabbath. Not only a time for rest, no, but a time for reflection. To remember what he has done for us during the week. A time for reflection on what he will do for us in the coming week. He reflected, as should we. Good morning, church. Okay, so lesson study time. But teachers, I just want to let you know that this Sabbath you will teach your classes as per usual. However, next week's Sabbath, the 9th, the 16th, the 23rd, and the 30th, you will not be teaching your classes. Okay, just so you know. The classes will be done by the evangelist, and I believe it will be done in one, but it will be done in a unique way, and you will see. So, just so you know, you will be given a few weeks break. That's next week Sabbath, the 16th, the 23rd, and of course on the 30th is homecoming day, so it will be done differently. But just so you know, you have a few weeks break coming up. At this time, we're asking all the teachers to stand. Sister Saunders, could you let us please? Amen. Okay, it's now 5 minutes to 10. You'll finish at 10:30. Thank you.